Another four startups are going to pitch on stage in front of you, but first let's meet the jury. Elisa Sas, Matei Pavel, Bogdan Râpă, and Dan Berte. They are going to evaluate the startups. Okay, I think we still need, no, it's fine. We are in, so, wherever you want. Oh, okay. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, first startup, taking the stage, Cypher. Okay.
Hello. I'm Mihai Ghiță, co-founder of Cypher. Can you set up the monitor, please? Okay, thank you. We call ourselves the 40 years plus technology startup because both of the co-founders, we are over 40 years old, and together we have more than 40 years of business and technology experience. Christian has been a co-founder of ePayment, which is now PayU, and Avantgate, which is now to Checkout. And as a CTO there, he was responsible for protecting tens of millions of credit card numbers. I have been working for a long time in the insurance industry, and at some point started a software company developing applications mostly for insurance brokers and insurance companies. Now, both of these industries have something in common. They work with private, sensitive data, and they have a big focus on security. So, when GDPR appeared, and probably you all know about GDPR so far, is the annoying thing that you see on the website asking you for consent and to click on a lot of things. We realized there is a big opportunity. The market was huge because every large and medium and small company in Europe and every company doing business with Europe would have to do something about it. So the market was large. We were the right team for the job because we have experience in working and protecting personal data. Now the question was, how exactly are we going to address the market with the product? So we knew also that this is something about spending, how much companies are spending to become compliant. This is already history. We are spending much more right now. And the idea is that we come up with a product by discussing with partners, with consultants, with potential customers, and we realized that there are three big problems that companies were facing. One of them was understanding how and why they use personal data, and this is very important because you cannot be compliant unless you know exactly what kind of data you use and how. And you might think this is simple, but in a large company, this is a very big problem. The second problem we are solving is helping them identify and fill compliance gaps. So they have to look at how they use data and what they have to do to make sure that the data is secure and that the processing is legal. And the last one is we help them become compliant and stay compliant because this is not a one-time process. Once you become compliant, you have to make sure that people are involved, procedures are respected, and what you document in your compliance is actually reflecting reality. And actually, large companies have an obligation, a legal obligation, to keep a special ledger. It's called Record of Processing Activities. And this tends to become quite a large document, usually managed in a spreadsheet, and it's quite difficult to update this. So how are we doing so far? We started last year. In December, we had the MVP. Right now, we are working with some of the biggest companies in Romania. We work with EMAG, UiPath, you probably know from earlier, Flanco, Generali, and usually with multinationals and large companies in Romania. Why are we here? We are looking to find new partners. We work very well with consultants. We work very well with lawyers. And we want to establish new partnerships because we help our partners deliver faster, better, cheaper. They can take more clients and they can get better results. And we're also looking to expand our team with sales and support people. So if you are in this field and you want to join a startup, just give us a call on LinkedIn. Okay, thank you. Now open for questions.
I've actually got two questions. First one, how do you price the service? And the second one, just a second, the second one is, I forgot it. Just go to
okay, first question. We have a yearly subscription. software as a service, so you pay, depending on your package, you pay our customers usually pay an yearly subscription.
And the package differs based on what?
Based on number of users, based on the advanced feature that you offer to enterprise customers, like API, additional projects. So if you are a group of companies, it's important for you as a DPO to understand what all of your companies are doing in real time in terms of compliance, because if you get a fine, if let's say you have a company in 10 countries, Romania is doing something, you get a fine for the entire group, okay? So that's something that you need to be aware if something goes wrong in one country.
Okay, and second question. From our experience, when we had to go to GDPR, it was a lot of really specific things that we were doing inside the company. So do you offer consultancy as well? Like, do your people come over to my company, or is it just a software platform?
We offer a software platform. We offer help to companies to migrate to our platform because they might have documentation in a spreadsheet or in various documents. We help them organize it and put it in the platform. But we usually work with the consultants of the company. So we do not offer consultants. This is why I was saying we are always looking for partners, because we get a lot of clients from partners, from lawyers and advisors and DPOs. This is actually our working model.
Got it. Thanks.
Other questions? Guys, here?
Yeah. Hey, this is Bogdan. How do you dig through your customers' data? Is it like I could have data in a database, I could have data in spreadsheets, I could have data in third-party systems like Salesforce. How do you know, or how do I have to go and configure your product to look through all that, or how does it work?
Okay, so our product is not digging for the customer data, actually. It's a REPL, let's say, or a project management tool, which is guiding you to use the data you collect. So you might have a data finding tool on your network or on drives, and we are going to import the list of systems and repositories that you find. And then you are going to the legal and say, okay, take a list of all the contracts that you have. And then you go to business and ask them what they do. So we have developed what we call the 3D vision tool, which interpolates all these types of data that you collect right now and you keep in Excel, and we put them together and we give you a 3D image of how you use data, and the application is able to tell you, business said they work with this system, take care, this contract is from a US company and the survey is in UK. So it's going to show you various connections that you might not see if you only look from one angle.
Time is up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next startup pitching on stage, Sensix.
Hi, guys. Just a second, please. Yeah, it's working. Hi, who is familiar with the concept of smart building or smart home? All right, so then I'm in good hands. Well, actually, we build custom devices for companies to keep track of energy, efficiency, and also ambient environment. Yeah, we solve typical problems of medium-sized companies like high operational costs and lack of transparency, among others. By the way, what are you doing when you're feeling sick? Well, we probably ask friends or family, even Google, then end up using old folk remedies with little to no results. Or you can seek professional help and investigate your specific case and come up with a diagnostic and a treatment plan just for you. Now, what kind of company are you representing? Are you interested to correctly identify business-specific issues and make well-informed decisions that you can actually measure over time? If so, we provide the complete monitoring solution for buildings. So we help companies to streamline their processes while reducing operational costs, for example. Each company is different, of course, and for example, we help those, it's a sport complex. We help them to reduce the number of complaints because they previously had some issues, and now by using our solution, they reduce the number of complaints. Also, an eco house developer, which yeah, we help them to demonstrate that they can indeed maintain a comfortable indoor environment with minimum energy consumption. And the recent pilot project we started is with this energy supplier. We help them grow their customer base by offering a solution to keep track of energy consumption and also energy production from photovoltaic panels. It's a good moment to start this now because the technology permits us to build complete solutions that are affordable, and medium-sized companies would rather prefer this instead of creating their in-house, rather expensive solutions. And we are different from our competitors because we offer this end-to-end solution with plug-and-play devices that are very easy to install in less than 2 minutes. And yeah, the solution is very easy to test, and it's affordable with no strings attached for the clients. We sell our solution as a service. It's a subscription-based service, and it's highly customizable depending on the number and the type of devices the customer needs to install. The market is in its early stage, but it's growing fast, and we are aiming a wide range of possible customers like real estate developers, office buildings, schools, kindergartens, and many others. And with just 0.01 market share, we would be able to reach around $8 million annual recurring revenue. We, among others, we facilitate green building certificates and reduce environmental footprint by optimizing energy consumption. We're a strong team, and we are collaborating also with 2 other prototyping companies that really helps to create those devices with low production costs so that we can come up with competitive prices for the entire solution. This is it. Actually, it's worth mentioning that we are bootstrapped until this point, and our clients are really keen to develop new features, but we are not really able to do it because we lack resources. So we need smart money to scale up fast until the business is sustainable. Thank you very much. We just launched our website, sensyx.io. Please visit it. Thank you.
Questions?
So you have a subscription model. Is it per device or is it per client?
Yeah, it's per device per month.
And how big is the room that the device can measure?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
You know, the device is per room, I would assume, right?
Devices per?
If you take a real estate client and he has 4 floors, 50 different
All right,
rooms,
yeah.
how does he use your device in all these different rooms, or he moves it around? Or?
Yeah, we have a couple of types of devices, 3, for example, for now. It's an ambient sensing device, which is sending data wireless through some protocol, so I'm not going to go into details. But yeah, this is the one sensing device. We have another one for energy, like energy consumption and energy production from photovoltaic panels. So depending on the needs of each business, we can customize a solution for them. So we address only 2 companies.
Still, so if I'm a co-working office owner, I have 4 floors, there are 50 different rooms, what kind of subscription would I use from you?
Well, it's important to know the square meters. So this way we can evaluate and make some sort of inquiries.
So that would
prices.
be customized offer still.
Exactly, it's a customized offer. But the customer is paying per device per month, depending on the needs, because some of the open spaces are just open wide, and some other spaces are just rooms, small rooms, for example.
Okay, so if the floor is 1,000 square meters, you can measure that with one device.
100 square meters,
Okay.
one sensing device for now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, this was something I was actually looking for. Thanks.
All right, sorry for.
I have a question. So I think it's a great idea. Anything that works in this space is cool, and I'm close to it as well. But I have my question is about the competitive advantage that you guys have over others, and just in not necessarily your direct competitors, but actually, any hub that integrates most of these sensors that can easily turn into something that you guys are doing. So what are you guys doing to address that, providing that that's going to happen at some point?
Well, I hope I'm going to respond to your specific question, but we're trying to not how do I say that? So we are infrastructure independent. We don't want to have an infrastructure in the first place there. So it doesn't matter if you have an old building, a new building. If you have some sensors and some APIs, we can integrate with that, no problem. But if you want something in addition, we have our own devices, so you can use it as a subscription base.
I don't necessarily refer to the hardware. That's kind of
Alright.
easy, but also at the service level. So if I already operate some sort of a hub, I can literally just put on one of the
Yeah.
software layers. And
Yeah, exactly.
how do you like? What do you think is your secret strength?
Very, very briefly, because time is up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, our secret strength, I think, is that we come up with everything, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Thank you. Thank you so
Briefly.
much.
As briefly as I could.
Next startup pitching on stage, Pentest Tools.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adrian Furtuna, and I'm the founder of pentesttools.com, an online platform for cybersecurity assessments. I'd like to start with a quick question. Do you know who this guy is? His name is Richard Smith, and he is the CEO of Equifax. Do you know Equifax? They are one of the biggest credit reporting agencies worldwide, and they process personal data of more than 800 million customers. And you have probably heard that Equifax had a major data breach last year when 146 million records of personal data were stolen from them, containing names, addresses, social security numbers, driver license numbers, and so on, making this one of the biggest data breaches in history. Now, the consequences on Equifax were significant. Their shares have dropped 13%. They had a huge reputational loss. And they recently received the highest possible fine for the legislation at that moment, £500,000, which is not very much, but if GDPR were in place, then the fine could have been more than $100 million. Now the question is, and he's the same guy doing some heavy explanations in front of the US Congress. Now, let's see what has really happened. The company had a vulnerable web server exposed to the internet, and the software vendor has released a patch for the vulnerability in March, and the attacks have started in May. So there was a 2-month window when the company has failed to patch the server and fix the vulnerability. Now, how this could have been prevented? We say by periodic cybersecurity assessments. And if Equifax had used our platform, we say that this breach could have been prevented. We, pentesttools.com, are an online platform for cybersecurity assessments, and we help companies become resilient against cyber attacks. Our customers can use the platform to do self-security assessments, to receive notifications when vulnerabilities are identified, and recommendations for fixing them. The platform contains more than 25 essential security testing tools, among which half of them are custom written by our team, and the others are open source solutions integrated into the platform. Here is a sample report that the customer receives. It contains all the necessary information to understand the vulnerability and know how to fix it. Here is the activity of our website. In the last year, we had more than 1 million users, according to Google Analytics, and all this was achieved via an organic growth. Our customers are spread all over the world. We have more than 3,000 customers, and most of them are companies, SMEs. Here is our team. Last year at Innovation Labs, startup competition, we have won the first prize there. And we were part of the first edition of the Romanian Orange Fab Startup Accelerator. Here is our awesome team and our awesome advisors, Andrei Pitiș and Diana Olar. I would like to thank you very much for your attention, and stay safe.
You very quickly went through your team. Why your team has the professional experience needed to offer services even for corporations who have failed with security?
Okay. Myself, I have worked as a penetration tester for more than 10 years. So I can say that I understand very well the area and the domain. And my team members are software developers, and they have also a good affinity towards cybersecurity. So we believe that we make a good mix to do this.
What are you doing for sales? Are you just relying on the traffic that comes to your website, or are you doing specific direct sales and trying to get the software used by other companies?
Right now, we are not doing direct sales, but we have started a content marketing campaign by which we try to attract users to our platform and to make ourselves a focal point, a knowledge point that everybody trusts, and to make the users trust us.
One more question, thank you. What is the biggest thing that people don't like about your service? So when they come to you and you get new customers, what's the thing they don't like or they think should be better?
This depends on the customer, because we have a pretty wide range of customers. Of course, you cannot satisfy all of them. Our platform right now is a kind of a Swiss Army knife, and some users use one of the tools, others use the others, and they are satisfied with what they use, but they say that the others can be improved. So we try to make a round product.
I was actually looking for something that might block your scaling. So let's say at some point your sales, your content marketing and your sales start picking up. And if there's a blocking thing, like something that's really, really missing from your product, maybe this is an early stage when you can actually see it before you kind of scale really big. So that's what I was looking after.
We actually have a constant communication with our customers. We do periodic feedback forms. And we also participate at security conferences. We were at DEF CAMP recently. And we have personally talked with a lot of potential customers and tried to understand better their pain and to see if our roadmap matches the pain that the user has. So to drive the development into the right direction.
Got it, thanks.
So a quick question. So they're all automated tools, right?
Yes.
What do you do for the custom? Do you get any custom requests? Do you handle those, or do you just pass them on?
Custom requests for
features?
So
you're doing the regular automated test, and that's fine. But some customers might want a little more. Do you do any of that, or do you consider that, or not at all?
Brief answer, please.
The customers do the tests themselves. We do not do
Right. Do they ever reach out and say, okay, this is great. Can you help us with more?
Okay, this depends if the feature requested helps other customers also.
Okay.
If it does, then we implement it. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Last startup pitching on stage today is Connected Medical Device.
Hi. Just a second to see. Hi, I bet that each and every one of you, at least once in your lifetime, has used Google Maps because you got lost. So I bet everyone did that at least once. There are 6 million people in the EU alone who are wandering every year. They have Alzheimer's, but they have an additional problem. Just a second. But they have an additional, it doesn't matter, they have an additional problem. After 48 hours of being missing, there are chances of more than 70% of them being dead. So this affects a lot. This affects the family, and this affects the, can I, just a second, which one is the button? Because
I have no idea, just press all of them.
Okay, perfect. So after 48 hours of being missing, there are more than 70% chances of them not being found alive. This affects a lot also the families and the caregivers, the institutions that take care of them. In 2050, there will be twice as many elderly in the European Union and 100 million Alzheimer's patients around the world. If you look left and right, you'll see the elderly from 2050. I'm George Georgescu from Connected Medical Devices, and I would like to present you the Human Link solution. The Human Link solution is meant to help the families and the private institutions that help the Alzheimer's patients. For the patients, it means more freedom of movement. For the families, it means the answer to the three most biggest questions. One of them, if they are lost, how can I find them? Second, how can I get them to the doctors? And third, if I, as a caregiver, have a problem, what will happen to them? So this is answered with a smartwatch and an application that gives freedom of movement. Also, for the caregivers, we have at-home medical care and an accident insurance in order to be able to reorganize. For the institutions, it means a patient's system, a patient's management system. The connected medical devices market will grow until 2022. It will reach almost $25 billion. We also have competition from smart shoes to printed T-shirts and to neighborhood watch. From country to country is different. Now the HumanLink solution is available in Romania and in Greece. In Greece, we have, for families and institutions on Tier 1 and Tier 2 sales channels. This is part of the team. Everybody in the picture is an intrapreneur in the company where they come from on what they are doing here. So from this picture, they are missing all our helpers, all the families that tested, the ladies from the Alzheimer's Society from Romania and Greece, and all the people that help us reach this level now. For 2019, we have two large directions. One of them is to launch 2 other countries, and the second is to add the HumanLink 2, which will be a device that will help medication. Also, we are involved because we won this year the Active and Assistive Living Challenge from the EU, and we're involved with 10 other partners in delivering an indoor and outdoor system for elder people. We are the 2050 elderly. We have the mission to help better our lives. Thank you.
So, can you please explain more about the product itself?
Yes.
Is it just a GPS-connected watch with an application with a view?
No, it's not only that. It's a complete solution because we did, since the beginning, we tested with Alzheimer's patients and with Alzheimer's Society. So we got
How is it different?
I will tell you right now. So we got a lot of feedback, and we built a solution, a complete solution. That means, okay, we have the watch, which cannot be taken down during the day, with the application. In the moment that the family buys it, they get automatically an accident insurance, because if the the first caregiver has an accident, they cannot take care of the patient anymore. Okay, so we have an insurance company that covers that, and we also have at-home medical care. So it's a services and device solution. It's meant to be.
Okay. Yeah. And who's charging the watch?
Who's charging the watch? The watch has 4 days of
and when it's
the
dead?
family. The family, of course.
Family.
There are more products on the market, but most of them can be forgotten at home. This one can cover the 10 hours or 12 hours when the family is missing, because it cannot be taken down during the day.
Other questions? No? Well, that's it. Thank you so much.